What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got Coach Prime finally speaking out on this Ed Reed situation with Bethune Cookman. Now, we all saw Ed Reed go live a few times earlier this week, and he let his feelings be known about the state of Bethune Cookman and other HBCUs, and he was very transparent during that exchange that he had, with some of the people on his live that were coming at him and everything, and he was showing a few things that he thought could be better. Well, that sounded very familiar, and it echoed a lot of what Deion Sanders had been saying for a while. So today we finally have Deion Sanders' thoughts on that whole rant, and he offered a little bit of insight in why we shouldn't be so hard on Ed Reed right away. Check out what he had to say.
You've now led the way for other athletes. Of course, your former teammate and Hall of Famer Ed Reed is now coaching at Bethune Cookman.
Yes.
He recently was in the news for, going off about
it's hard.
And it's very hard because
being
there's a lot.
passionate.
But Deb Williams was coaching for Grambling. What people don't know, this was already happening, but it needed you.
Right, and I was going to ask you, what would you say to Ed Reed, of course, without having all of the resources, what would you say to him?
Don't stop. First of all, we've seen Ed in the light for a multitude of years, right? We've never seen Ed lose composure or speak out. So the fact that he did, won't we ask, what happened, Ed?
Yeah.
Because he's been nothing but a pillar of consistency his whole life.
Yeah.
So I support Ed. I love Ed. Ed, he got it right. Yep. And I support Bethune because they're going to be wonderful with Ed at the helm, I feel.
Amen.
So there you have it, man. Wise words from Coach Prime speaking on this Ed Reed ordeal. Now, he has a personal relationship with Ed Reed, so obviously, he has some insight there with who he is as a person, and said that Ed's always been a consistent guy. And he didn't trash Bethune Cookman while defending Ed. He basically said they're going to get it right, and Ed needs, with Ed bringing that attention, people needs to think, like, what's going on? What's going wrong for someone like him to come to the internet? Something that he doesn't do. And you can't imagine, I couldn't imagine this is the first piece of adversity he's faced. So for him to come to the internet with it, why is it at this level where he has to do something that he wouldn't normally do to bring attention? I think that's what Coach Prime was saying, and I think those are all valid and fair points. Now, you'll have some people on another side of the argument where he was telling Ed Reed to stay with it. You're going to have those that say, well, you didn't stick with it. You didn't stick it out. You went to Colorado. Well, like I always say with that, he did more than any of us on the keyboard talking about it and typing statuses about what he didn't do, or running up to CNN like Beaumonte Jones and those guys. Like, we can't discredit what he did do for 3 years. Somebody might say, yeah, well, he used that to catapult himself and give himself great opportunities for coaching and, to get to the next level. Well, yeah, you could say that, but you could also say that that could have blown up in his face and he could have lost, and he could have, he could have been done with coaching. He could have lost and got fired from Jackson State too. Like, it could have, the way that it did go, and he's prime time and he's all blown up again. He's larger than life. It's almost like he's playing again with how big his name is. Even bigger, honestly. I mean, in some ways, now in the news and everything, with the recruiting and going against Nick Saban and all those guys. But I say that to say it could have went another way, man. He could have not even been in position to go to Colorado. That's one of those things that if you're excelling in your field, right, and a better opportunity comes to you, you have to at least entertain it. And like Prime said, he didn't leave at the very first one. There were several opportunities that were placed in front of him before he actually departed and went to Boulder, Colorado. So I think people need to look at that, man. And I'm pretty sure he's probably had private conversations with Ed Reed regarding this, and Ed now has someone to talk to, and Deion probably can see some things that maybe he could have done better when he was there too. So we can't just look at it one way, like he's not there no more, so he's not qualified to speak on it because Ed Reed is just starting his journey. You know, Eddie George came and he spoke about some things earlier this week, and even though their tones, they have 3 different tones, but some of the same issues keep arising in each of their they're expressing the same concerns in different places. So man, you got to look at that and be like, it definitely makes me do that. So I'm glad to hear from Coach Prime on this, man. I feel like everybody was waiting to hear what he had to say, and I know I definitely was, because one, he has that personal relationship with Ed Reed, and 2, you could see like Ed Reed is saying what probably most coaches are thinking. You know, how do you expect us to be able to compete and take that next step if we're not living up to the standard or doing the best we possibly can at the very least, you know? So I think that's all Coach Prime was saying, man. But he told Ed Reed to stick it out, man, and he believes Bethune's gonna do well. Now, whether that was just a statement, like a sandwich statement to put, you know how you make sandwich statements, you say something good, then you talk about the criticism, then you say something good at the end, you know, have the part that the uncomfortable part in the middle, the thing you got to address, the elephant in the room or whatever. I don't know if that was one of those statements just to make it okay, or if he genuinely meant that, but hopefully Bethune Cookman, whatever it was, and wherever they aren't seeing eye to eye with Ed Reed, maybe this will be the catalyst to get them to see eye to eye and do things the correct way. But yeah, man, again, Ed Reed apologized. He met with the people he needed to meet with, and he's confident they can move forward in the future. And if he wasn't confident, he probably could have went home because there's no contractual obligations there right now. He said he isn't officially the coach, so hey, he could have went home. So let's just be happy about the progress that was made after the rant and not focus on the rant so much itself, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.